स्मराम्यहं सदा राहुं सूर्यचन्द्र वीक्षविकृतदेहं स्मराम्यहम्. O Rahu, the divinity for eclipses, the intersection node of the apparent paths of the sun and the moon, we seek your benevolence.
This year, 2009, we are going to witness a rare celestial phenomenon of 3 eclipses in 1 month. It is going to be a lunar eclipse followed by a solar eclipse, which should once again be followed by lunar eclipse. The first of the 3, the lunar eclipse, is going to occur on the 7th July 2009. The solar eclipse occurs on 22nd July. The path of this total solar eclipse can be seen here. The third in the series of this eclipse, the lunar eclipse, occurs on 6th August 2009. This phenomenon of 3 eclipses in 1 month, while it is rare, when we look back in history, we see that it has happened a few times earlier. If so, when is it? In India, you have the epic text Mahabharata, the events of which are said to have occurred about 5,000 years back. Today, we can identify the dates specifically using a new field called Archaeoastronomy. What is Archaeoastronomy? Today, to keep time, we use a clock which has got 12 units and 3 hands. The ancient Indians used the sky as their clock dial. The ancient Indians divided the sky into 27 nakshatra or star units. The hands were 7, namely Sun, Moon, and the 5 planets of Jupiter, Saturn, Venus, Mars, and Mercury. Each combination uniquely denotes an astronomical configuration in time, and the same combination does not repeat itself. Ramayana and Mahabharata, the traditional historical texts of India, contain many astronomical observations as recorded by the chroniclers. When we cull out these observations and search for them using the Planetarium software, it throws up dates of when these configurations must have occurred in the past. We shall call this technique of dating using culled out astronomical observations embedded in ancient texts as Archaeoastronomy, as this is akin to archaeological dating using ancient excavated inscriptions. Over 150 such night sky observations are mentioned in the Mahabharata text. During the happening of the events of Mahabharata, the author of the text, Krishna, whom we also reverentially call as Vedavyasa, observes a very rare celestial phenomenon of 3 eclipses in 1 month. Using this Archaeoastronomy, we can specifically get to know the dates as to when those eclipses occurred. Then, the first in the series was a lunar eclipse which occurred on 29 September 3067 BCE. The second was a solar eclipse that occurred on 14th October 3067 BCE, and the third was the lunar eclipse which occurred on 28th October 3067 BCE. Post this triple eclipse, this part of the world saw a major war, the Kurukshetra War, in which over 4.7 million people took part. A variety of weaponry were used in this battle. These were sastra, which were handheld weapons like the sword, spear, and bows and arrows. The astra could be today described probably as some sort of missiles. These astra were in the power of only few of the exceptional warriors of those times. Some of the names of the prominent astra are these. Some of the capabilities of these astra seem nuclear in their description and beyond. Was such a possibility there then? The father of the modern atom bomb, Dr. Robert Oppenheimer, when the first atom bomb was exploded in the New Mexico desert, he quoted from the Bhagavad Gita, "I am become death, the destroyer of the worlds." This Bhagavad Gita was first given as a sermon to Arjuna, the warrior par excellence, by Krishna, the chief strategist. Dr. Robert Oppenheimer brings forth the same suggestion later when he is addressing the students of Rochester University. There, one of the students asked him if this was the first bomb to be detonated. After a thought, Dr. Oppenheimer replied, "Well, yes, in the modern world, of course." Probably he was aware of an earlier knowledge. Two young scientists have tried to see at the Kurukshetra ground whether they can find remnants of a nuclear war there. 36 years after the Kurukshetra war, Krishna, the legendary hero, observes another set of triple eclipse. The dates for this triple eclipse being 20th October 3031 BCE, the solar eclipse occurred on 5th November 3031 BCE, and the lunar eclipse on 19th November 3031 BCE. Post the triple eclipse of 3031, we see there was a Yadava civil war, followed by the destruction of the coastal city of Dwaraka. Arjuna, the cousin of Krishna, who comes towards Dwaraka, happens to see the destruction of Dwaraka by the sea invading inland. He describes this in the chapter Mausala Parva, which is part of the Mahabharata epic. The description here is very graphic as to how the sea suddenly inundates Dwaraka and washes away the whole city. Today, we can identify the submerged city of Dwaraka. It seems that it was not just Dwaraka that was washed away about 5000 years back. In the south of India, you have the epic of Kumarikandam land, which was also washed away by the seas well over 5000 years back. The king then there was Nalam Taru Tiruvira Pandian. This destruction of Kumarikandam is explained in a variety of Tamil Sangam texts of that period. The same flood seems to have affected the civilization of Mesopotamia as well. In the epic of Gilgamesh, it speaks about a flood which destroyed the civilization about 5000 years back. In Sumeria, they have the legend of the Atrahasis flood which destroyed their civilization about 5000 years back. The biblical flood of Noah's Ark is also said to have occurred about 5000 years back. If we plot all of this together, we see that they are in a single geographical arc where this flood not only affected the city of Dwaraka, whole of the geographical arc around the same time.
After this period, in the modern times, we have detailed record of eclipses starting from the 20th century. If we analyze the records of triple eclipses in the first half of the 20th century, we find that the frequency of triple eclipses was very high. In fact, in some of the years like 1915, 1917, 1933, 1935, there were 2 sets of triple eclipses in the same year. And what do we see? We see that the world went through turbulent times during the first half of the 20th century. We had World Wars I and II. We had the Holocaust. We also had nuclear bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. This coming decade, we are going to witness 6 triple eclipses in a period of 10 years. What does this mark? Does it mark turbulent times again?
We have seen over the last few minutes as to what these triple eclipses could portend. They are indeed ominous signs. India is now surrounded by hotspots. 5000 years ago, when the Kurukshetra war took place, it was a war among brothers of the same land. Today, in the last 60 years, in the northwestern part of India, the same region as of the then Kurukshetra war, we have a hotspot. It is again brewing among brothers. Brothers who are separated by 60 years of strife. Brothers who have been together for the last 5000 years. Are we seeing a history repeating itself? The world's oldest war is recorded in the Vedic texts. Even there, what was important was both the alignments and the cause. The world's oldest war is recorded in the Rig Veda. This war specifically speaks of alignments and the reason of success as being the cause for which the war is fought. This world, since then, has seen successive alignments. The more recent one being the alignment during the Cold War era of the NATO and the Warsaw Pact countries on either side. Post the Cold War, the concept of alignments has been shifting. First we had bipolar. Later, for a decade or so, it became unipolar. Now, in the new millennia, we are talking about multipolar alignments. Alignments are evolving as times pass. This concept of alignments, cause, and their need is discussed in good depth in this book as to what the world should look forward to in the near future. We have already discussed about the major natural catastrophe that the earth was hit by, especially in this geographical arc about 5000 years back. Just before the Dwaraka submergence, Krishna, the chief of Dwaraka, exhorted his people to migrate away prior to the destruction of his town. In the Kumarikandam episode, we have seen as to how the king then, Nalathiru Veerapandiyan, took his people and migrated up north, and the epics speak of the floodwaters washing his legs. Similarly, Moses migrated with his people safely. What is the lesson that we need to look for from these migrations? The great Vedic civilization flourished on the banks of the Saraswati Nadi. About 4,500 years back, due to tectonic movements, the Saraswati Nadi went dry. Post that, there was large-scale migration of the people to different parts of the lands. The people then were more open-minded, and the borders were more open for people to migrate. In the modern world, the borders are closed and people are more stratified. Will this new millennia bring in more open hearts and more open minds to receive people post a catastrophe of that nature? Do we need a disaster management policy for the whole world, which instead of being reactive can be more proactive? The earth and man both are made up of about 70% water. So what affects the earth affects the man. There is an intense correlation between the two. During the Mahabharata period, you had a great time marker, namely Kali Yuga, which was an alignment of all the planets of the solar system pointing towards Aries. Now, in the midst of this decade of triple eclipses, we have one more time marker coming, which is 12-12-2012. What does it signify? Is a concept we need to think of, which we discuss further in our next series. Do the triple eclipses portend only gloom? If we pause and look, there is a promising ring to these triple eclipses. In 3067 BCE, just before the start of the Kurukshetra war, Lord Krishna gave the message of Bhagavad Gita to us, which has given solace for the last 5000 years. 36 years later, in 3031 BCE, Krishna, before the submergence of Dwaraka, gave us one more set of knowledge called Uddhava Gita. In the 1940s, when this world was going through a tumultuous period, we got together and created an organization for ourselves called United Nations, which has been able to bring in a reasonable calm in this troubled world for the last 60 years. Similarly, in this coming decade of 2010 onwards, what is the message we can look forward to live in this world as a global family? Dharma, the ancient Indian concept, is to reach one's goals with values. This value concept is not just for a group of people or a religion or a civilization. It is valid for peoples across this globe. What is Dharma? It is much beyond values of living. It is a cosmic order. It's a phenomenon that holds us all together. It is a phenomenon of the society, of the planets, and of the universe, which is called as Rita, the rhythm, the universal rhythm in which all acts of this universe happen. This has been beautifully brought forth in the invocation song of the ancient Taittiriya Upanishad, where it says, Rhythm Vadishyami, I will speak the truth contained in all the rhythms. From this, we can gather that this world is a part of that sky, a profound view where we understand the concept of microcosm and macrocosm.
ఎంతరో మహానుభావు అంతరీకి వందనము ఎంతరో మహాత్ములు